Look at your hands. Right now, these are the hands that will shape your destiny. These are the tools that will build your empire. Every single person who's ever achieved greatness started exactly where you are, with a decision. A decision that would separate them from the masses, lift them from mediocrity, and launch them into extraordinary achievement. I'm reminded a young man I met in Chicago back in 1992. He worked as a janitor, living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. One night, while mopping the floors of a successful company's office, he stopped and stared at his reflection in the window. In that moment, he saw two paths stretching before him, one of continued mediocrity and one of greatness. Right there, still holding his mop, he made a decision that would transform his life forever. That night, he stayed late, not just to clean, but to read every business book and magazine in that office. He started arriving 3 hours early to study before his shift. Within 6 months, he had drafted a business plan. Within a year, he had saved enough to start a small cleaning service. Today, he owns a chain of successful businesses across the Midwest. The difference? It wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was his decision to transform his mindset and back it up with relentless action. Winners aren't born. They're built, they're forged in the furnace of determination and cooled in the waters of persistence. Every champion you admire, every success story you've heard, began with this fundamental truth. Success is not an accident. It's a result of specific actions taken consistently with unwavering determination. Every morning, while others hit the snooze button, winners are already conquering their day. They understand that excellence isn't an event, it's a habit. They train their minds like an athlete trains their body. They visualize success not as a distant dream, but as an inevitable outcome of their daily actions. Let me share something powerful with you. Back in 1994, I met an Olympic athlete who taught me a crucial lesson about mental preparation. Every single night, she spent 30 minutes programming her mind for success. She would sit quietly, eyes closed, and run through an entire routine. Every movement, every breath, every challenge she might face. But here's what made her different. She didn't just visualize the perfect performance. She visualized problems and saw herself overcoming them. When a real challenge appeared, her mind had already conquered it dozens of times. This is what separates champions from the rest. They don't just prepare their bodies. They prepare their minds. Each morning, they follow a specific ritual. They wake up early, not because they have to, but because they choose to. They spend the first hour of their day feeding their minds with positive, powerful information. They read books that strengthen their knowledge. They write down their goals. They plan their attacks on the day ahead. But let me tell you something crucial about daily habits. A champion's habits aren't complicated. They're consistent. They understand that small actions repeated daily create unstoppable momentum. They drink water before coffee. They exercise before breakfast. They tackle their hardest task first. They don't wait for motivation. They create it through action. I remember a businessman in Detroit who lost everything in the recession. Instead of giving up, he turned this massive obstacle into his biggest opportunity. Every morning, he would stand in front of his mirror and repeat, "Problems are opportunities in work clothes." He started keeping a challenge journal. Every time he faced an obstacle, he would write down 3 potential opportunities it presented. That simple habit transformed his mindset. Within 2 years, he had built a business helping other struggling companies survive economic downturns. They're not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Winners know this. When others see a wall, they see a doorway. When others see an end, they see a beginning. When others see failure, they see feedback. This isn't just positive thinking, it's strategic thinking. It's the ability to look at any situation and ask, where's the opportunity here? The winner's mindset isn't born, it's built. It's built through daily decisions. It's built through consistent actions. It's built through unwavering focus on what can be done rather than what can't. Winners understand that their mind is their most powerful tool. They guard their thoughts like a soldier guards a fortress. They don't allow negative news, toxic people, or self-doubt to penetrate their mental armor. Let me share a powerful technique used by champions. It's called the 5-minute mental reset. Whenever they face a setback, they give themselves exactly 5 minutes to feel the frustration. Then they ask 3 questions. What can I learn from this? What's still possible? What's my next action? This simple habit turns every setback into a setup for a comeback. The daily habits of champions might surprise you with their simplicity. They make their bed every morning. Not because it's important, but because it's a small victory that starts a chain reaction of other victories. They dress for success even when working from home. They keep their workspace organized. They return phone calls promptly. They honor their commitments to themselves as much as their commitments to others. But perhaps the most powerful habit of winners is their relationship with time. They understand that time is the great equalizer. We all get the same 24 hours. Winners don't find time. They make time. They don't hope for time. They command it. They divide their day into focus blocks. They eliminate distractions. They say no to good opportunities so they can say yes to great ones. Remember this like a garden. What you plant will grow. What you water will flourish. Winners plant seeds of success every single day. They water these seeds with positive actions. They pull out the weeds of doubt and fear. They fertilize their minds with knowledge and wisdom. They protect their mental garden from the pests of negativity and the storms of doubt. This is what it means to have a winner's mindset. It's not about being positive all the time. It's about being purposeful all the time. It's not about avoiding problems. It's about approaching them differently. It's not about waiting for opportunities. It's about creating them. Your mindset will determine your future more than your current circumstances ever will. Champions understand this. They know that their thoughts become their actions become their habits become their character, and their character becomes their destiny. Let me be crystal clear. This isn't about positive thinking alone. This is about positive doing. This is about taking that winner's mindset and combining it with the work ethic of a beast. When others clock out, you're still perfecting your craft. When others make excuses, you're making progress. When others quit, you're just getting started. I once knew a factory worker in Detroit who wanted to start his own business. He worked 12 hours on the assembly line, but instead of going home to rest, he spent 4 hours every night learning everything about business. His family called him crazy. His friends said he was obsessed. But he understood something they didn't. Comfort is the enemy of achievement. While they watched TV, he studied. While they slept, he planned. While they complained about Monday, he was creating his future every single day. That's what beast mode means. It means pushing past the point where your body says stop. It means continuing when your mind begs for rest. It means doing what others won't do today so you can do what others can't do tomorrow. This isn't about working yourself to death. It's about working yourself to life, real life, the life you were meant to live. A lion hunting its prey. It doesn't stop because it's tired. It doesn't quit because the chase is long. It persists until it succeeds because that's what survival demands. Your success demands the same level of persistence, the same fierce determination, the same unstoppable drive. I've studied successful people for over 4 decades, and I've noticed something remarkable. The most successful individuals aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who show up every single day, ready to put in the work. They understand that success is not about one huge leap. It's about the 1,000 small steps taken consistently. If you improve just one on each day, in 1 year, you'll be 37 times better. That's the power of consistent, beast-like work ethic. Small improvements compound into massive results. But here's the key. You must show up every single day. No excuses, no exceptions, no easy days off. Time management becomes your secret weapon. Every minute counts. Every hour is an opportunity. Winners don't waste time. They invest it. They understand that time is the one resource that can never be recovered. They treat each day as if it were their last chance to make their mark on the world. I remember speaking with a young entrepreneur in Seattle. She worked 18 hours a day, not because she had to, but because she chose to. She divided her day into focus blocks of time, from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Personal development, from 6 a.m. to 8, immobility exercise and planning. From 8 a.m. to p.m. building her business. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., learning new skills. She understood that while others were watching television, she could be building her empire. Today, her company employs over 500 people, and she's just getting started. But here's what you need to understand about beast mode. It's not about burnout, it's about strategic intensity. You need to work hard, yes, but you need to work smart too. That means eliminating distractions. That means saying no to time wasters. That means focusing your energy on high-impact activities. Create systems that force you to perform at your peak. Set deadlines that scare you. Take on projects that stretch you. Put yourself in situations where average effort isn't enough. Your comfort zone is your danger zone. Growth happens outside of it. I knew a salesman who set his targets 50 higher than what his company required. And while others celebrated hitting their quotas, he was just getting warmed up. He created artificial pressure to force himself to find better solutions, to become more creative, to push beyond what he thought possible. Within 3 years, he wasn't just leading his division. He was outselling entire regions. Consistency is your multiplier. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can be focused for a week. Anyone can be dedicated for a month. But the beasts, they bring it every single day. They understand that average efforts produce average results. They know that intermittent intensity is just structured mediocrity. Your schedule must become sacred. Guard your productive hours like a warrior guards their weapon. Learn to say no to anything that doesn't serve your goals. Every minute spent on non-essential activities is a minute stolen from your dreams. Start tracking your time like you track your money. Know where every hour goes. Eliminate time-wasting activities. Cut out the activities that don't serve your goals. Be ruthless with your schedule because time is the currency of achievement. Create morning routines that set you up for success. Evening routines that prepare you for tomorrow. Weekly routines that keep you on track. Monthly routines that measure your progress. Your routines will set you free. They'll automate excellence. They'll make success a habit. Remember the beast mode paradox. The harder you work, the easier it gets. Your capacity for work expands with use. What exhausted you last month becomes your warm-up this month. What seemed impossible last year becomes your standard this year. Let me tell you about a construction worker I met. He wanted to start his own company, but had no experience in business. He created what he called his beast hours, from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. During these hours, he learned, planned, and built his business while still working his full-time job. No excuses, no exceptions, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not. He showed up. Today, his construction company handles multi-million-dollar projects. That's the power of a beast mode work ethic combined with masterful time management. It's not about working yourself to exhaustion. It's about working yourself to excellence. It's about becoming so good they can't ignore you. So consistent they can't doubt you. So persistent they can't stop you. Your day must be designed for domination. Every hour accounted for. Every minute maximized. Every second serving your goals. This isn't about being busy. It's about being productive. It's not about working long hours. It's about making every hour work for you. But here's what separates winners from dreamers. They don't just work hard, they work smart. They set clear, specific goals. They break these goals down into daily actions. They measure their progress. They adjust their approach based on results. They understand that hope is not a strategy, action is. I met a truck driver in Kansas who dreamed of owning his own fleet. Instead of his dreaming, he created what he called a success blueprint. Every Sunday night, he sat down with 3 sheets of paper. On the first, he wrote his 5-year vision, owning 100 trucks. On the second, he broke that down into 1-year goals. On the third, he listed the specific actions he needed to take that week. He didn't just write them, he scheduled them. He blocked time for each action like he was scheduling important meetings. Your goals must be written down. They must be specific. They must have deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Winners don't wish, they work. They plan, they execute, they adapt, they overcome. They persist until they succeed. Think about this. Every time you write down a goal, you're signing a contract with yourself. Every time you review that goal, you're renewing that contract. Let me share a powerful technique I learned from a surgeon in Boston. She called it the domino goal method. She would identify one goal that, if achieved, would make achieving other goals easier or automatic. To her, it was waking up at 4 a.m. This one habit gave her time to exercise, study new surgical techniques, and plan her day before most people hit the snooze button. One strategic goal created a domino effect of success. Building powerful habits is crucial. Your habits will either make you or break you. Winners understand this. They create habits that align with their goals. They make success automatic. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Remember a banker who wanted to become a successful investor. He created what he called success triggers. He placed his investment books next to his coffee maker because he knew he'd make coffee every morning. He set his phone's background to his financial goals. He automated his investments to happen the day he got paid. He turned his environment into a success-promoting machine. Here's something crucial about habits. They must be stacked and tracked. Start small, but be consistent. Want to read more? Start with 1 page a day, but do it every day. Want to save more? Start with $1 a day, but do it every day. Want to build a business? Start with 1 action a day, but do it every day. Small habits consistently performed create massive results. Take massive action. Small thinking produces small results. Winners think big and act bigger. They understand that the size of their success will be determined by the size of their actions. Don't tiptoe into success. Charge into it with everything you've got. In Phoenix, I met a real estate agent who was struggling to make ends meet. Instead of making the usual 20 calls a day, she decided to make 100. Instead of visiting 2 properties a day, she visited 10. Instead of attending 1 networking event a week, she attended 1 every day. Her competitors called her crazy. Her family worried she was working too hard. But within 6 months, she was outselling her entire office combined. Your success foundation must be built on 3 pillars: clarity, consistency, and courage. Clarity in your goals, knowing exactly what you want. Consistency in your actions, doing what needs to be done every single day. Courage in your decisions, taking bold action when others play it safe. Create what I call a success hour, the first hour of your day dedicated entirely to your most important goal. During this hour, you don't check emails, you don't answer calls, you don't scroll through social media. You work solely on actions that move you closer to your biggest goal. Track everything. What gets measured gets improved. Keep a success journal. Write down your goals every morning. Write down your achievements every night. Write down your lessons learned. Write down your obstacles overcome. Make your progress visible. Let your past victories fuel your future actions. Here's a powerful truth about massive action. It eliminates fear. When you're taking massive action, you don't have time to be afraid. When you're fully engaged in pursuing your goals, doubt can't find room in your mind. Action is the antidote to anxiety. Movement is the cure for mediocrity. I knew a teacher who wanted to start an online education platform. Instead of building it slowly on the side, she committed to creating 100 video lessons in 100 days. She filmed before school during lunch breaks and after school. Was it perfect? No. Was it challenging? Absolutely. But by day 100, she had a complete course catalog that became the foundation of her now successful online academy. Your habits must become non-negotiable. But not decisions you make, the decisions you made. You don't decide each morning whether to brush your teeth. You don't debate whether to put on clothes. Make your success habits just as automatic. Make them part of who you are, not just what you do. Remember this formula. A goals, actions, X habit success. Your goals provide direction. Your actions create momentum. Your habits ensure consistency. Multiply these together and success becomes inevitable. Finally, understand this about building your success foundation. It's not about perfection, it's about progression. You won't get everything right at first. You'll make mistakes. You'll face setbacks. But if you keep your goals clear, your habits strong, and your actions massive, you'll build a foundation that nothing can shake. But let's talk about the price of greatness. Make no mistake, there is always a price to pay. Success isn't free. Achievement isn't cheap. Excellence demands sacrifice, and the bigger your dreams, the bigger the price tag attached to them. I remember meeting a single mother in Miami who started a technology company from a kitchen table. While their children slept, she coded. While others enjoyed weekends, she worked. She missed parties, skipped vacations, sold her car, and moved to a small apartment. Her friends called her obsessed. Her family thought she was risking too much, but she understood something they didn't. Extraordinary success requires extraordinary sacrifice. You'll have to sacrifice comfort for growth. You'll have to sacrifice good for great. You'll have to sacrifice what you want now for what you want most. I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I'm telling you this to prepare you. Winners understand this price tag, and they pay it willingly, knowing the return on investment will be worth every penny. Critics will count on it. The moment you step out of the crowd will try to pull you back in. When you start achieving what others say is impossible, they'll say you're lucky. When you start succeeding where others have failed, they'll say you're cheating. When you start living the life they wish they had the courage to pursue, they'll say you're being foolish. Let me share something powerful about criticism. In 1995, I met a young entrepreneur who kept what he called a critics to success journal. Every time someone told him he couldn't succeed, he wrote it down. Every time someone doubted his dreams, he recorded it. But here's the brilliant part. Next to each criticism, he wrote down how he would prove them wrong. He turned every negative comment into a positive action plan. Criticism often comes from those who have given up on their own dreams. They've settled for less, and your ambition reminds them of their compromise. Understand this. Their criticism says more about their limitations than your potential. Use it as fuel. Let it energize your resolve. Let it strengthen your determination. Staying focused on your mission requires mental toughness. You must develop what I call success tunnel vision. This means becoming selectively blind to distractions. It means learning to distinguish between feedback that helps and noise that hinders. It means keeping your eyes locked on your goals when the world tries to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. I once met a surgeon who performed groundbreaking procedures that many said were impossible. His response to critics was remarkable. He said, "I'm too busy proving them wrong to argue with them." He understood that energy spent defending your dreams is energy stolen from achieving them. You'll face doubts, not just from others, but from yourself, that inner voice that questions your ability, that whispers about your limitations, that reminds you of past failures. It will get louder as your goals get bigger. Winners don't silence this voice. They acknowledge it and keep moving forward anyway. They understand that doubt is the tax you pay on the road to greatness. The price of greatness includes lonely nights when others are sleeping. It includes early mornings when others are comfortable in their beds. It includes missed parties, skipped vacations, and delayed gratification. But here's what makes it worth it. The person you become in the process, the strength you develop, the skills you master, the character you build. Your focus must become legendary. In a world of endless distractions, the ability to maintain focus is a superpower. Create what I call focus blocks, periods of time where you are completely unreachable, totally immersed in your mission. During these blocks, your phone is off, your email is closed, and your attention is undivided. Remember this about staying focused. Momentum is your best friend and distraction is your worst enemy. One focused hour is worth more than 10 distracted ones. One fully committed day can accomplish more than a week of half-hearted effort. 1 month of intense focus can achieve what years of scattered attention cannot. The price of greatness also includes making difficult decisions, saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones, ending relationships that drain your energy, changing habits that limit your growth. These decisions aren't easy, but they're necessary. Every yes to your mission requires 1,000 no's to things that don't serve it. I knew a businessman who lost everything in a market crash. While rebuilding, he lived in a tiny apartment and ate the same meal every day for 2 years. His friends thought he was being extreme, but he understood something profound. Temporary sacrifices create permanent success. Today, his new company is worth millions, but he still keeps that apartment's key as a reminder of what he was willing to sacrifice for his dreams. Your mission must become your obsession. Not a harmful obsession that destroys balance, but a purposeful obsession that drives progress. When others ask why you work so hard, your mission should be so clear that your answer requires no explanation. When obstacles arise, your mission should be so compelling that giving up isn't an option. Your legacy is being written right now. With every decision you make, with every action you take, with every minute you invest. Winners understand that they're not just building a success story. They're building a legacy that will outlive them, inspire others, and create ripples of positive change that continue long after they're gone. I remember meeting a teacher in Seattle who started tutoring struggling students for free after school. She could have spent that time on a second job or relaxing at home. Instead, she invested in changing lives. Today, 20 years later, her students have become doctors, engineers. But here's what's remarkable. Many of them now run their own free tutoring programs. One person's dedication created a chain reaction of positive change that continues to grow. You have the power to impact countless lives. Your success isn't just about you. It's about everyone watching you. It's about those who will be inspired by your journey. It's about those who will learn from your example. When you push through obstacles, you show others it's possible. When you refuse to quit, you give others permission to persist. When you achieve your dreams, you light the way for others to follow. Every great achievement started with someone who refused to accept the status quo. Every positive change began with someone who decided to be the difference they wanted to see. Your success creates a blueprint for others. Your victories become their possibilities. Your journey becomes their inspiration. Creating lasting change requires more than temporary effort. It demands permanent transformation. It's not about making a splash. It's about creating a wave that continues to roll long after you've moved on. This means building systems, not just achieving goals. It means creating processes that can be replicated, not just results that can be admired. I once met a businessman who measured his success not by his bank account, but by how many people he helped become successful. He created what he called a legacy list. Every month, he would write down names of people whose lives he impacted positively, not through grand gestures, but through consistent, intentional actions. A word of encouragement here, a piece of advice there, a helping hand when needed. Your impact on others should be intentional, not accidental. Make it part of your daily mission to lift others as you climb. Share your knowledge. Mentor those behind you. Create opportunities for others. Remember this. True success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about what you help others achieve. The time for action is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now, winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They understand that the perfect moment is this moment. The perfect time is this time. The perfect opportunity is the one right in front of them. Where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. Now understand this, that future begins today. It begins with your next decision. It begins with your next action. It begins with what you do right now, in this very moment. You can't change your past, but you can change your future. You can't control all circumstances, but you can control your response to them. You can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose what happens through you. Your legacy isn't about what life hands you. It's about what you do with what you've been handed. Remember this. Success is not a sprint. It's a marathon. But you must run it with the intensity of a sprinter and the endurance of a marathon runner. Your legacy isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. Every action, every decision, every moment counts. Your competition isn't other people. It's your own potential. Your real opponent is the voice that tells you to quit, to slow down, to take it easy. Winners silence that voice with action. They drown it out with results. They prove it wrong with persistence. The world doesn't reward average. The marketplace doesn't reward mediocrity. Life doesn't reward half-hearted efforts. The rewards go to those who dare to be different, who dare to be great, who dare to leave a legacy that inspires others. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your opportunity is present. But opportunities must be seized. They must be grabbed with both hands. They must be pursued with everything you've got. Your legacy awaits, but it won't wait forever. The time to act is now. Success is not an accident. Excellence is not a coincidence. Achievement is not a matter of luck. They are the results of deliberate decisions and dedicated actions. They are the products of winners' mindsets and beast-like work ethics. They are the building blocks of a legacy that will echo through time. Your legacy isn't just what you leave behind. It's what you set in motion. It's not just about the wealth you accumulate or the achievements you rack up. It's about the lives you touch, the changes you inspire, and the positive impact you create that continues to grow and multiply long after you're gone. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. It belongs to those who are willing to put in the work, make the sacrifices, and persist through the challenges. It belongs to those who understand that success is not about what you know. It's about what you do with what you know.